before this video begins, I need to tell you, if you can't get onto the Crew 2 on Xbox or Steam, anywhere else, if you cannot manage to get onto the Crew 2, go on your browser, search Ubisoft, sign into your Ubisoft account, and unlink your Amazon. If that doesn't work, then try something else, as in unlinking other things. But unlinking your Amazon should fix the issue, and you should be able to get back on the game and actually play it. I may make a full video on this whole era going on, but I just don't think it's worth it. Also, God, I couldn't imagine the comments if I made a whole video out of one fix, which is this simple. So if you know anyone, let them know SidWaj was the one who told you how to fix it. It's been discovered in the Discord, and then here I am getting it to you guys. And also, clearly I gotta wake up. Speaking of fixes though, have they fixed the Crew Motorfest? Or at least, are they going to fix the Crew Motorfest? Because we just got the announcement of so much new quality of life changes. Now, what are some of the biggest issues plaguing the game at the moment? Some of the more recent ones? Well, I want you to actually put them in the comments below. I want you to put, what are the massive issues about this game right now? They may have fixed a few things here and there, but I want you to write down what are some of the issues that they haven't fixed here, so that this can be a place where we have a list of those issues. And leave a like on anyone else who left a similar one as what you would say. And feel free to discuss and debate and whatever in the comments. We know the internet is good for that. But here's some of the plaguing issues in the eyes of Ivory Tower. Well, the first one is a bit weird. It's, map filters. Apparently there wasn't enough of them. Look, this one's the bare minimum. This one's whatever. This one I don't really care for. But apparently, according to Ivory Tower, there just was not enough map filters. But to be fair, the map filters are good. I like using the PvP one, because when you use the PvP one, you can go over to PvP, and then this is the only location where you can see what specs a PvP race is going to be without going into PvP, is on the map. So, I enjoy the fact that we have PvP filters. I haven't used any other filters though. Well, because you kind of don't really need to. But that's one of the issues that Ivory Tower has seen in the game. What's another one? Ivory Tower, rightfully so, saw an issue with a need for part clutter. So we can select all and scrap everything. And then select all and scrap everything and scrap everything. And who cares about that? I'll scrap that too. Why not? We'll scrap everything. Because we're able to. Because we now have, we have a multi-scrap. Only in the HQ mailbox. And even though the Crew 2 has addressed and fixed this issue, what we didn't have was a multi-scrap in the inventory. In fact, what scrapping in the inventory looked like was this. Well, looks like, actually. Yep, and then yep. And I love when there's that little bit of delay. You know, when it goes, you can't straight away click the button again. I actually love when they do that. That's really fun. I'm glad they do that. That makes it really immersive, actually. I really feel like I'm bored out my mind. Hey, look at that. I'm matching with the... No way, I'm matching with the Gallardo. Especially since they removed something that players were rather mad about. If you didn't know, there used to be a feature which is press to hold, or holds to press, whatever. It meant, for some people who didn't want to hold the button the entire time, they could just click it and it would scrap instantaneously. But what that feature was supposed to be, and here's why I wasn't as mad at this feature not existing, because one, I didn't use it, so I didn't get used to it, but two, that's not what it was ever supposed to be. What it was always supposed to be is you click the button and then it does the full scrap for you instead of having to hold it. You click it and it does the full scrap. And that's what it is now. That made people very, very upset. So scrapping parts is one of the major issues that Ivory Tower had seen, clearly. Another thing they have addressed might have actually been partially my fault, but more so SidWaj and Goliath. Yes, if you've been following some of the videos on this channel recently, which by the way, head down there and subscribe, it would be very much appreciated, as well as it lets you keep up to date with my channel. And the best thing you can do really is after this video, just check out one of my other videos. We hit 90,000 subscribers, by the way, so we're on our way to 100,000, so it would be very much appreciated if you did subscribe. But if you've been following the channel for a while, you'll know those names from the wheel mode scandal. The issues that arose with wheel mode. That was, a quick rundown for anyone out of the loop, a system where you could install a third-party software, which means it was only locked to PC, so you could not do this anywhere else, and it would change your controller inputs to the game, reading them as gaming wheel inputs. And here's the thing, gaming wheels are 10 times better in this game. They provide a competitive advantage. You can turn instantaneously, going from left to right isn't sluggish like it is here, it's instead immediate. It is insanely quick, and that has now been updated. That with this third-party software, because Wheel would make it so you could do that instantly, go from one side to the other, as well as make adjustments mid-turn. If I find out I'm going wide mid-turn, I am not going to be able to readjust with any amount of ease. But with wheel mode, you can adjust mid-turn instantly, as well as being able to flick your car. Something that I can only do by swinging really far out and then using the power slide buttons, you can do easily with wheel mode just by flicking right to left. This has been something that's been an issue since the Crew 2, when they removed wheel mode as an in-game feature from the Crew 1. It was in the Crew 1, but then it never returned in the Crew 2, and you could never get any kind of sensitivity changing with the controller inputs. Well, that was another one of the issues that Ivory Tower deemed important, especially as there was a lot of creator backlash from it. As this has been an issue since the Crew 2, it's just way more prevalent with the current physics system in the Crew Motorfest, and some new players on the scene like Goliath and SidWaj bringing it to the forefront, and then me getting to signal boost it to you guys. So those are the greatest issues that the Crew saw with the game. What do you think about these issues? Well, regardless of what you think, this is what Ivory Tower has done with their quality of life update. We have all of these different changes. Oh wait, hang on. You know what another really big issue that Ivory Tower saw was? Well, it was filters in the personal menu in the catalog. This was a big issue. This was a real trouble that Ivory Tower saw was the sort system in this game. So what was their fix to these issues? Well, it's rather simple. They posted this article detailing every one of those fixes. The first one that we have is, of course, the parts system, the multi-scrap. So this is what this is what scrapping as a whole looked like before, like I showed you guys. Incredibly dull, incredibly boring. This is what it is like now. So if you don't know, the Crew 2's system is a weird one. The Crew 2 system makes it so any non-gold on your screen is scrapped when you press one button. This one gives you a bit more selection. You can pick between green, blue, and purple parts, and those then you can scrap in one go. On every single, as you can see at the bottom, as gearbox is selected, on every single one of your parts at once. This is gonna be really good. This is gonna be really, really good, as these are the parts that no one would ever need. In fact, especially purples. Well, to be fair, I'm glad they give us the option. I'm glad we can keep purples, and we can selectively only scrap green and blue, because I actually keep purples so that there's a bit more of a system in my car parts collection. It's like the styrofoam in a box, alright? That's what the purple parts are for me. So I'm glad that this one is a bit more nuanced, where we can choose to select just those parts and scrap. Perfect. The next one we have is the filter system I talked about. So this one's weird, because the before, they don't really show a great before. The before, I suppose what it's supposed to be is someone really heavily scrolling, you know, wanting to go to a completely different spec. But what they do show very well is the after. Now, this was previously not shown correctly. This is a more accurate representation of what we have. You can now filter your cars into the different specs vertically in your vehicle selection, meaning they will show up drift, racing, all of that, and I'd hope we also get other options of filtering, like hopefully like stuff like brand and whatnot. That's my fingers crossed. I'm not too sure if the article specified that, but this is nice. This is gonna be cleaner, I guess. It'll definitely make the system of going through your cars a lot better. So I'll take it. You know what? I will take it. Then we have wheel mode. So it's been called direct mode, I suppose implying that we've been playing indirect mode this entire time. This presumably means you're... I don't know. It's a weird phrasing, but direct mode on and off, and then we got sensitivity and dynamic max lock, which are the two brand new sliders which have come with this game. Now, you may remember I did a video about wheel mode where I gave the perspective of two different players. Well, the first video gave the perspective of someone using wheel mode, and the other one was the perspective of someone who wants wheel mode to be added, but in a different way than I said. They asked for sliders instead of a button. It seems we've been given both. We've been given a button as well as a slider, so we can individually change sensitivity of our cars. Now, this will cause a bit less pandemonium than it probably would have previously, because originally I would assume if it was a button, people would have been going crazy. Grand race lobbies would have been a mess, more than they are already, because everyone would be using wheel mode, which is actually really hard to learn. But now we can actually just adjust your sensitivity. You could go up slowly, increments of 5, and slowly learn wheel mode to the maximum, because the best will be the maximum. That's the worrisome thing. You will see people in... I didn't mean to punch my mic, I'm sorry. Though you will see people in Grand Race abusing wheel mode legitimately this time, because everyone can. It's a level playing field. PlayStation players, Xbox players, Luna players. Luna? Is it Luna? Is it what it's on some streaming service, right? This game's on some streaming service, I think? I don't know. I don't know. All of the players on all of the different platforms are going to be able to use wheel mode now. And it's gonna be the only way to have a competitive advantage in the game, by turning the physics into an actual cartoon. So that's what we're looking at. And ain't that gonna be rough? Oh well. And well, that was a quick and simple rundown. Bearing in mind, these updates come out on the Wednesday upcoming, where the new update arrives. And a day before that, I'm gonna be releasing early access videos on the update. So tune in for that and check out all that content coming out on the Tuesday, the day before the update, so you can see potentially a lot. I'll see you boys in the next one. Thank you to popular members, a special thank you to famous members, and an insane thank you to star members Grim Pepper and Extreme Speed, and an insane top of the top thank you to Icon members HK and Extreme Speed again. I'll see you boys in the next one in a bit.